Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I had to extricate a big cable from under other cables. My name is Steve Rashid. Welcome to Live at the Whiskey Lounge. We're here every Thursday night. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting live music, and particularly this series. We've been doing this for a little over a year and a half. I started this in March of 2014. And I see some familiar faces, but also some people that I don't think I know. So let me give you just a real quick rundown of how this came to be and what to expect this evening. I'm a musician myself. I actually have nothing to do with this beautiful club, but I happen to be playing here on New Year's Eve a year and a half ago, well, more than a year and a half ago now, and downstairs. And when I walked upstairs and saw this beautiful room, it was a brand new club. I asked the manager what they were doing with this room, and they hadn't yet completely decided. So I pitched them the idea of doing a live jazz series here every Thursday, and they liked the idea. So we started, and we are now into it's the 80-something show. I've kind of lost track, but we've been doing it nearly every week for over a year and a half, and we are so happy to be here. The whole idea is these teeny little ensembles, duets and trios, almost exclusively here. Once in a while we'll have a quartet. Once in a while we'll have a solo act, but almost exclusively duets and trios, and that's by design. I really like that idea of just two or three people conversing musically, and particularly when the audience can get this close. And so it's a very much a collaborative effort between the audience and the performers. We treat these as concerts. You don't look like a particularly raucous crowd this evening. I don't think I'm going to have to come around and this. I'm keeping my eye on you, ma'am. But we do treat these as concerts, and so we ask your kind attention while the musicians are playing. And if you certainly don't mean you can't talk to each other, but if you do, please do keep the volume down. Just because, for two reasons: one, obviously people are here to hear the music. Second reason is what looks like a lot of superfluous technology here is really not. All the microphones you see here are here for a reason. We're recording every single show. I bring a live recording rig from my recording studio. We do a live, almost exactly the way we do in the recording studio, a live recording of every show. It's for archival purposes. The musicians have access to that if they want for their promotional purposes, and we occasionally edit some of these shows down to 1-hour packages and broadcast them on WDCB, the local jazz station. And we have a wonderful partnership with them. So that's happening. The other thing, technologically, just so you're aware, these little guys, there's 5 of them, are cameras. And we do a live stream, video stream of every show. And in fact, if I can do this without killing myself, this is the stream right now. So that's me, that's my back. So we do these live streams, and you're welcome. Of course, we couldn't do this series without people here, so we are always grateful when you're here. But if there's a week that you want to catch one of the shows and you cannot be here, or better yet, if you've got friends in other areas and they would like to see the show, tell them to tune in. There's table cards on your tables. You're welcome to take those table cards with you. There's a website on the back. You can sign up for our newsletter, which is kind of a fun little thing I send out every week. I don't spam you. It's only once a week, and it comes directly from me. And there's a website. If you go to the website, it will lead you to that stream, so you can watch the shows live or watch them afterwards. They're archived up there. So all 80-some shows that we've done they're all archived up there. You can go back and watch any of these shows you like. So if you need a fix of live jazz on a Tuesday, go ahead. And that's about it. You are in for a real treat this evening. You know that feeling when you put on a pair of pants and you reach in the pocket and suddenly there's a $20 bill there, you kind of like, oh, wow, how did that happen? I book these things far enough in advance that even though I really do keep track of what's happening week to week, I kind of forgot that this one was coming up until it kind of snuck up on me. And it was like finding a $20 bill in my pocket. I've been so looking forward to this. Alyssa Allgood is such a fine singer and a young talent, and I love that combination. It's so great to have some young energy, and particularly some really gifted young energy here in Chicago, and we are happy to be able to have her here this evening, and we are honored to have her. She's here with two other really fine musicians, Tim Fitzgerald playing guitar and Dan Chase playing the mighty B3 organ. And let me tell you, when we were setting up and I was doing a sound check, it was just like, there's almost nothing I like in life more than the B3 organ. So I will now get out of the way and turn it over to these fine musicians, but please give a warm welcome to these folks. I'll come back later and we'll do a little Q&A and get to know them a little bit. Alyssa, Dan, and Tim.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. We are equally as excited to be here tonight. This is a really wonderful series that Steve has created, and we're happy to be a part of it. We're going to be doing a mix of our arrangements and just some straight-ahead songs that we love to perform. And the first one is actually an arrangement that Dan did of a Duke Ellington classic entitled "I'm Beginning to See the Light." One, two, three, four. I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on that mistletoe. But now when you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. I used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. That's a 4-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light. I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at those silly fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I can see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on that mistletoe. But now that you've turned the lamp down low, I can see the light. Well, I used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. That's a 4-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, you better believe that I can see the light. For Dan. much for moonlit skies. I never wink back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I can see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on that mistletoe. But now when you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. I used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. That's a 4-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light. Yes, I'm beginning to see the light. Oh, I'm beginning to see the light. I see the light. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And that was a great arrangement again, written by Dan. I told him that I was going to brag about him, and he told me not to, but I'm going to do it anyways. Steve kind of mentioned briefly about the Hammond, the organ, and all that. This speaker back here, hopefully you can see it. Dan spent the last few weeks working on it in our garage to make sure that it works, and it sounds pretty darn good from where I'm standing. So he's pretty great. Okay, so we're going to continue with a tune written by Jewel Stein with lyrics by Sammy Kahn. This is It's You or No One. It's you or no one for me, I'm sure of this. Each time we kiss, now and forever. And when forever's done, you'll find that you are still but one. Please don't say no to my plea, 'cause if you do, then I'm all through. There's this about you, my world's an empty world without you. It's you or no one for me. It's you or no one for me. I'm sure of this each time we kiss. Now and forever. And when forever's done, you'll find that you are still the one. Please don't say no to my plea. 'Cause if you do, then I'm all through. There's this about you. My world's an empty world without you. It's you or no one. It's you or no one. It's you or no one. It's you or no one for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're going to continue with a classic Jobim standard. This is Triste. This is an arrangement that I wrote. In the beginning part, I actually kind of borrowed from his arrangement, this really great intro line that he has on this. And then I added some of my own stuff later on, but this is Triste. One, two, three. Dum day, bum day, dum day, dum day, bum day, dum day, dum day, bum day, dum day, bum day. Sad is to live in solitude, far from your tranquil altitude. Sad is to know that no one ever can live on a dream that never can be, will never be. Dreamer awake, wake up and see your beauty is an aeroplane. So high my heart can't bear the strain. A heart that stops when you pass by, only to cause me pain. Sad is to live in solitude. For Tim. live in solitude, far from your tranquil altitude. Sad is to know that no one ever can live on a dream that never can be, will never be. Dreamer awake, wake up and see your beauty is an aeroplane. So high, my heart can't bear the strain. A heart that stops when you pass by, only to cause me pain. Sad is to live in solitude. Thank you so much. How about that organ sound out there? That sounded really good up here. And we're going to continue with kind of a new arrangement for us. We just debuted it a few days ago. This is a song that I haven't heard recorded by a lot of singers, but when I did hear a singer, the great Betty Carter, her version of it, I kind of became a little bit obsessed with it, and I wouldn't stop singing. Dan can attest to that. I was just walking around the house singing this part of the song that I just found was very catchy, and I had to learn it. And then I also decided to kind of write a little unison line that you're going to hear later in the song that's all kind of based around that lick that kind of drew me in the first place. This is Social Call. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ba-do-det, ba-do-da-da, ba-do-det, ba-do-da. Your doorway, that's the line right there. Gave you a buzz, that's all. Lately I've thought lots about you, so I thought I'd pay a social call. Do you recall the old days? We used to have a ball. And not that I'm lonesome without you, I just thought I'd pay a social call. I'd lie and say the things were just swell, but to tell the truth, I haven't been too well. And if you should try to kiss me, I promise not to stall. Maybe we'd get back together, starting with this incidental, elemental little social call. Thank you. for Tim. For Dan. I'd lie and say that things were just swell, but to tell the truth, I haven't been too well. And if you should try to kiss me, I'd promise not to stall. Maybe we'd get back together, starting with this incidental, elemental little social call. Just a social call, just a social call. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I hope that you all go home singing do-da-do-da-ba-do-da. It's so catchy, I couldn't stop singing it. So you should all look that song up and sing it to each other, I think. We're going to continue with the song that I actually learned specifically for tonight. If you can't tell, there's some decorations happening. And Halloween is in 2 days, so if you didn't know that, it's coming. It's almost here. And I decided that we should do at least 1 or 2 songs that had something mildly to do with Halloween. And this one is related to Halloween because it has the word ghost in the title. But other than that, it's not connected at all, but I figured it's pretty much as close as we're going to get. This is actually a beautiful ballad entitled I Don't Stand a Ghost of a Chance. We hope you enjoy. And don't think about Halloween, because that ruins the whole song. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need your love so badly. I love you oh so madly, but I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I thought at last What's the good of scheming? I know I must be dreaming, for I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I don't stand a chance with you. About it for Tim Fitzgerald. If you'd surrender just for a tender kiss or two, you might discover that I'm the lover meant for you, and I'd be true. But what's the good of scheming? I know I must be dreaming, for I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I don't stand a chance. I don't stand a chance. Thank you so much. About Tim on that great solo. So, that really has nothing to do about Halloween, but I'm sure there's some way we could work in some like ghouls and goblins. But I did do that song earlier this week at a different gig, and I had somebody change the title and said, I don't stand a chance with a ghost like you. So there's a totally different spin to this song, but it's a really, really beautiful, beautiful song. And we're going to continue with one of my favorites to sing. I've realized there's a couple of things that I love about singing jazz. One of them is that a lot of the songs that I sing, that I'm singing for you tonight, were written before I was even a thought, so years and years and years ago. And for the most part, so many of the lyrics are still really relevant and really powerful today. There's a couple outliers where we'll just shove those under the rug and not talk about those ones. But for the most part, there's these really beautifully written lyrics that somebody like me, decades later, can find some new meaning and some connection to, which I think is a really powerful thing about this genre. And that kind of goes to this next song that's Day by Day. My second favorite thing about singing, or one of my favorite songs to sing, are lyrics that are very simple messages. And this one talks about loving somebody more with each day that you spend with them. And I think that's a really simple thing and a really amazing thing. So this is Day by Day. 1, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Day by day, I'm falling more in love with you. And day by day, my love seems to grow. There isn't any end to my devotion. It's deeper, dear, by far than any ocean. I find that day by day you're making all my dreams come true. So come what may, I want you to know I'm yours alone, and I'm in love to stay as we go through the years, day by day by day. I'm falling more in love with you, and day by day by day my love seems to grow. There isn't any end, no, there isn't any end to my devotion. You know it's deeper, dear, by far than any ocean. I find that day by day you're making all my dreams come true. So come what may, I want you to know that I'm yours alone, and I'm in love to stay as we go through the years, day by day. Thank for Dan Chase. Day by day, I'm falling more in love with you, and day by day, my love seems to grow. There isn't any end to my devotion. It's deeper, dear, by far than any ocean. I find that day by day you're making all my dreams come true. So come what may, I want you to know I'm yours alone, and I'm in love to stay as we go through the years, as we go marching through the years, as we go through the years, day by day. Thank you so much. How about it for Dan on that swinging solo? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we're going to continue with a song written by Cole Porter. This is our arrangement of Love for Sale. Fitzgerald. Sweet the thrill of love. I've been through the mill of love, old love, new love, every love but true love. Love for sale, appetizing young love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, then come with me to climb the stairs. Love for sale. Love for sale. Thank you. That was Love for Sale. Thank you so much. I believe we're going to continue with a minor blues that I wrote a little while ago. When I graduated from college, I decided I was going to get a big girl job in the city and work in an office during the day and do music at night. And I'm sure you can assume and figure out that it was very terrible. The job itself wasn't very good, but just kind of the balance of not really being able to focus on your art and really have enough time for that was really hard for me. And I would leave the office singing all the time, walking through downtown Chicago. So it's kind of one of those crazy people that look like they were talking to themselves, but I was singing instead. And so I started coming up with this melody. And I cleverly titled it Jaded, because I felt a little jaded about this situation. And so I told you that I would sing this. I really did come up with this on the train. So just imagine that you were sitting next to somebody and they started singing this. I'll leave you with that. This is Jaded. Thank you. About it for Dan Chase. Ba-do-la-do-da, fa-do-la-we-do-da, boo-ba-do-da, fa-do-da-do-da, fa-do-da, ba-do-da-da-da, fa-do-la-do-da, fa-do-la-do-da, boo-ba-do-da, fa-do-da-do-da. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Did you all imagine somebody singing that next to you on the train? This is a little weird. It would be weird, probably. I think we're going to do one more tune. What do we think? One more? Yeah, let's do two. How about two more songs? What do you think? This one I know you're going to love because it features Dan on the organ. Everybody loves Dan. Dan. Okay, so this is a beautiful ballad. It's also been recorded as a swing song, many different versions and arrangements. And I decided to write a little intro verse to this song. So the first part of just Dan and I is just going to be something that I wrote, which I hope kind of brings you into my own understanding of what the original song is about. This is a great standard entitled If I Should Lose You. And it talks about how love is a very wonderful thing, but the fact or the idea that it could be taken away from you is just unbearable. And I think that's a very true statement. This is If I Should Lose You. Love's beautiful mystery hangs around and haunts me. My wildest dreams come true with each embrace I share with you. What if you were taken away? Could I go on another day? Or would my world cease to exist without your tender kiss? If I should lose you, the stars would fall from the skies. If I should lose you, the trees would wither and die. bloom in the snow. I gave you my love, and now I'm living a dream, but living would be in vain if I lost you. Everything would be in vain if I lost you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, we're going to do one more song for you. This is kind of become my theme songs, even though I'm very afraid of birds. Is anyone else afraid of birds? Just me? Okay. Well, anyways, this is a song that I wrote lyrics to. It was originally recorded as instrumental standard, so without words. And it was one of those things, again, where I heard, and I was like, I need to learn that song, and I want to kind of make it my own a little bit. So I wrote some lyrics about finding freedom once you learn to trust in yourself and just sort of be in the moment. And I think as musicians, that's kind of the end goal and what we're working on. We do so much behind-the-scenes work of practicing and learning the songs and finding what outfit to wear for the gig. And just kidding. And but then when we get up here performing for you, we don't really want to be thinking about all those things. We just want to be listening to each other and in making music together in the moment. And so we're really appreciative that you're here tonight to sort of be a part of that live music, which is so important. And to anybody tuning in, wherever you are in the world, thank you for tuning in to also sort of be a part of the live music here tonight. So this is a song written by Tad Dameron entitled Lady Bird. A ladybird once taught me how to fly. She said, let go of the fear wrapped in your mind. Trust in your wings. Just let yourself sing, and your story will soar. This ladybird surprised me because she is a part of me. My crazy wound up mind, trust in my carefree side, and now I'm soaring. I'm soaring. I'm soaring. Tim Fitzgerald. Dan Chase. A ladybird once taught me how to fly. She said, let go of the fear wrapped in your mind. Trust in your wings. Just let yourself sing, and your story will soar. This ladybird surprised me because she is a part of me. My crazy wound up mind, trust in my carefree side, and now I'm soaring. I'm soaring. I'm soaring. I've spread my wings and I'm soaring. 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 Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. It was Lady Bird.
Alyssa Allgood, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you
How
so
about
much.
this? Dan Chase,
Thank you.
Tim Fitzgerald. Let me see if I can work my way around there without killing something. I'm going to come over here.
Okay.
So I'm not blocking anybody. This is so fantastic. It really is. I have this feeling that for most of us who didn't grow up in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, that that when we come to jazz, it's usually not the first music that we're attracted to, because after rock and roll, and I'm a complete musical omnivore. I like pretty much everything, but I grew up listening to rock and roll, and there was a particular moment when jazz really clicked for me, and I really loved it. I'm always fascinated with that moment. And you are. Do you mind my asking? I don't want to ask you how old you are, but when did you graduate from college? A couple years ago?
2014.
Couple years. Okay, 2014. That's what I was guessing. So 2014. No. Because the reason I asked, I'm saying this entirely honestly. I on Alyssa's website, she received an award. What was the award in 2014?
It was through Downbeat Magazine. They do a student music awards. So I went for the undergraduate vocalist category.
So how about that?
Thank you. I got a plaque and everything.
So I knew that she was a student in 2014. So I wasn't being a smart aleck. So at what point in your life, or what was the first music that interested you, or made you want to be a musician, much less a jazz musician?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I know the exact person or time, but I kind of grew up listening to all sorts of music. My mom is actually in the audience, and she's a jazz fan. So I listened to some jazz, and my dad is a big blues fan, so I grew up listening to that kind of music. And then when I was 12, I got introduced to a vocal jazz camp, and I kind of got the bug. Then I ended up going back every summer and went to school at North Central College, which is where the camp was held. So I guess that was a big kind of influence, and I started singing with the junior high jazz band and all that kind of good stuff.
So pretty early on, you were interested in jazz.
Yep.
Were there other styles of music that interested you or made you?
Oh, sure. I did musicals in school and did like the Backstreet Boys back in the day, but don't hold it against me, okay? But yeah, I think I listened to
None
lots
of us
of
know
music,
who that
but
is.
Yeah, that's fine. Woo! But yeah, so I think there was, I listened to lots of styles of music, but I think early on kind of being influenced by listening to what my parents were listening to and then just kind of getting involved through school.
Sure. So it was around the house, and that was it. So then, at what point did you feel like this is really what I want to do? I mean, this I have to do this now.
I'm also not sure that I know that answer. But one thing, but I was already in school. I guess I kind of just always grew up doing music. I think my first solo was when I was maybe in second grade. So I just kind of always had a knack for it, I guess. And I just kind of assumed I would go to music and do that in school. And I had one particular concert where it was the first time I really felt kind of free, and I really felt like I was owning the kind of songs that we learned. And I was kind of like, yeah.
And how old were you? How old were you?
I was a sophomore in college. It was only a couple years ago.
Wow, really?
So I've been singing, for a long time. But I think there was one moment in particular where I had it, and I was kind of like, I think I could do this as a career, as a living.
Well, some of the things, one of the many things that I admire about you is that you really are not afraid of taking chances, and things like, I'll take this really hard Tad Dameron song and write words to it, or I'll take this beautiful ballad and I'll write my own introduction to it. I mean, that's kind of bold, and it comes off so well and so wonderfully, and it comes,
Thank you. Thank you.
And you also, your vocal style is, for lack of a better term, has a real instrumental bass, it feels. Do you play an instrument as well?
I play piano, but certainly not as good as Dan. But just a little bit of piano, and I listen to a lot of instrumentalists, and maybe that's why I'm not really sure.
Yeah, because your scat singing certainly seems to flow from not just a vocalist's sensibility, but also from some knowledge of instrumental music and in harmony. Did you study music in college? Were you a music major?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So I actually had to take like a whole year of jazz improv courses, jazz harmony courses, jazz history as well. But I've been listening to instrumentalists before and after that class, of course.
Uh-huh. And you recently went to Montreux, Switzerland,
I
right?
did,
And
yes.
can you tell me about that?
Sure. I was one of 10 semifinalists selected to participate in the 2015 Jazz Voice Competition that's held at the Montreux Jazz Festival. And I got to sing for Al Jarreau, which was super awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Is he a nice guy?
Very, very nice guy, very genuine. He sat right in the front row, and I was kind of nervous that I just didn't really want to look over there. But actually, I sang for the Miles Davis song, and I did lyrics that aren't quite as familiar. They were actually recorded by Anita O'Day.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't know
I didn't
them.
know it.
So he says,
I didn't know it either.
Alyssa, did you write those lyrics? And I was like, we are not supposed to be talking to each other right now. You know, I was really freaked out, but
Wow.
I held it together. It was also live streamed, so I kind of had to come up with an answer super quick.
Wow.
And then I also did Lady Bird, and I did the same kind of introduction because that really is what the lyrics are about for me. And afterwards, he was like, yeah, baby, and he was clapping his hands. So he loved it, and that was a really big gift for me to be able to do that.
Wow, that's really great. He and I went to the same college.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, a little teeny college in Wisconsin. He was from Milwaukee, and he Ripon College in Wisconsin, and that's where. And I've actually met him a couple times at Ripon College at alumni events there. Extraordinarily sweet guy, and I know a mentor to many young musicians. What was the upshot of the Montreux thing, or what did anything come because of that, or how did that even come about?
Actually, it was just an online submission. So I actually used a track off of an album that I released in January, and then Tim and I recorded another song for that.
Wow.
I just submitted it online, and I didn't hear anything. And I actually said to my mom, I'm like, well, you know, I didn't hear anything, so I guess I didn't make it. And the next day, I got the email, and I was like, okay. Here we go.
That's great.
So, I was one of 10 people, and there was another round beyond the semifinals, which I didn't make it to, but I still feel like I learned a lot. I actually met people from all over the world, and I told a few of my friends from Italy to tune in tonight, so we'll see if they did.
Oh, great.
But it was really great to be able to hear singers from around the world, a lot of us in the same age category, and I think the music's in good hands. Around the world.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you mentioned recording something with Tim. Mm-hmm. How did the three of you get together as an ensemble? How long have you known each other?
That's a good question. I've known Dan for a little while. Dan and I are also a musical couple, so that's kind of how we got together musically, I guess.
Did you go to the same college?
No, we met there though.
Oh, okay.
Through other people. So.
And then, actually, I think one of the first gigs we ever did, you were playing organ. I think so. Just kidding. that was some other organ player. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, I think so. In Aurora? Yes. Okay, there it goes. Okay. So, and then we just did like a private party, and Tim was on it, and then we all kind of started playing together, and
wow.
I love working with them. It's a lot of fun.
Well, it's a great combination, and it's really nice. Sonically, it's really nice because the deep lows from the organ, and then all the other stuff above, and you're sitting right between. It's just a gorgeous combination.
Thank you.
Speaking of the organ, this thing is a Leslie speaker, and I know a little bit about it, but I don't know anywhere near as much as you do, and it is such a glorious sound. For those people in the audience who may not know even what this thing is, can you describe a little bit of what this is and how the speaker works? 'Cause sometimes the sound gets very broad, sometimes it narrows out.
So the Leslie model of speaker is super unique because it's actually moving parts. So what it is a lower speaker, except most speakers, like on a guitar amp, is facing out. This one's actually facing down, and it goes into this kind of drum. And the drum has the ability to spin. So if you listen, you can hear it start to speed up. You can kind of use that as an effect, and then only hear it start slowing down. So you have a lower drum that spins, and then an upper drum that also spins. So it kind of gives this like really unique effect that goes great with the organ. And it was funny, the maker of the organ, Hammond, and the maker of the Leslie actually kind of hated each other.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So Hammond made all these like changes so that it made it really hard to hook up a Leslie speaker. So when I was So when I was kind of rehabbing this one, you have to buy like 5 different adapters just to put it in.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would...
It's
that
terrible.
That defies logic.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like
awful.
shooting himself in the foot.
Exactly. But yeah, you can't beat the sound. Just
No,
these two
no.
things, so.
Can you just give a quick demonstration of what happens when you spin this top part? 'Cause
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of doing this. It's literally spinning in circles, and that's what gives it that completely broader sound. Are you also a pianist? Because there
Yes.
really are kind of different instruments.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
you really are treated differently. And so, do you prefer the organ to the piano, or is that kind of a silly question?
They're just so different that
Yeah.
it's like completely different contexts working with a bass player, working as an organ player. So
You notice,
yeah.
by the way, there's no bass player up here, right? All that's happening here.
Sounded sad about that.
I see who said that. Yes, yeah, got it. So the low end is coming from the low end of the organ, and then you are soloing, comping, playing chords,
Yep.
and you've got 2 different registers, so two different keyboards up here,
Right.
And they are set to different sounds. Typically, is that
Yeah.
so you
So you have
quickly jump from one sound to another.
Right. So you have the set of they call them drawbars, which is basically kind of like stops on a pipe organ, if you know that. So it's basically you're getting different harmonics going through, and you can kind of change that to get different sounds on the organ.
And you set the stops differently for each register, or you can.
Yeah.
So that you can be playing on one register and then on one register. I'm saying it right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're playing on one register and jump to another one, and it just has a different
Right.
timbre, different
Yep.
color
Mhm.
to the sound. Very cool.
Yep.
Tim, you have this is like a complete non sequitur, it seems, but I do want to get over here. Here, let me hand it over.
How about I'll switch?
Okay.
Guitar is not nearly as exciting as Hammond B3 and Leslie.
Yeah. Do you have anything that spins around up here?
Nothing. It's all.
Or even just goes up and down. I mean, I'm kind of bored.
Sometimes
honestly.
I do some modern dance stuff. Just to,
That would be fantastic. Everybody, how about it?
Yeah.
Let's have a little interpretive dance. Tim Fitzgerald and the Tim Fitzgerald Dancers.
that would be
Take it.
great. I want my own dancers.
You aren't going to dance. You're going to have your own.
And the dance, yeah.
And okay, got it. You released a book recently, yes?
Well, it's not so recent, but yes, on my favorite guitarist, Wes Montgomery.
Okay.
He's my.
So there you go.
all right.
You're going to have some.
There's some video. So something we do in the jazz world is that we transcribe. Obviously, you know this.
Can you describe that?
Transcription is when we go to the masters or go to anybody and go to the records and look at what they played. You can take it down. You can write it down. You learn it, analyze it. Not everyone transcribes, but it's a good way. Well, for many people, think it's a good way to learn the music, to learn the language, to internalize your favorite musicians, to ultimately to get to your own sound. And so with Wes's music, by the time I came to it, of course, everything had already been transcribed and put out in books, but no one had thought to transcribe what Wes played on film. And yes, and the thing is, the books, they're not right. They're just like, you start to learn Wes, it's like, that's not what he's playing. They would say it's uncomfortable fingering, the stretch fingers. And the film was the great thing about I spent a couple years with 35 minutes of film. And the great thing about that was...
Is that all that exists?
While I was doing that book, another DVD came out, so of 3 more concerts. But that the one that I transcribed is still my favorite.
Okay.
It's got to be. After
Of course.
all that time.
And the film is of a concert, not of something he did on a Hollywood film or something like that.
Correct. It's
okay.
It's actually he did one European tour. Apparently, it was very hard to get Wes on a plane, but he went over once in '65, and for BBC TV, a show called Jazz 625.
What year did he die?
68.
I was going to say that wasn't too long before he died, right?
Yeah, at 45.
Wow.
Yeah, sadly.
Incredible.
So,
So that's your book, and
Yeah.
so you've transcribed these and you've made them available for everyone else.
Exactly. That's
really great.
And actually, and honestly, it helped me probably more than it's helped anybody because I got so far. It was
Well,
really
I
nice.
understand that. I mean that's picking something apart is so often the best way to learn it, rather than
think
having
so.
someone show you something.
Oh, absolutely.
Having to dissect stuff
Right.
is, and I think of that in lots of areas of my life, musical areas. I mean, and other and non-musical as well. But I spend a lot of time working in the recording studio and sometimes
Right.
just dissecting a sound. How do they get that
Right.
piano to sound that way?
Yeah.
How do they get that bass to sound that way? And trying to listen to the parts of the sound and, you know. So I really do understand that the importance of taking the time to really dissect something and then put it back together
Well,
as a form of learning.
it's thrilling just to get inside the language, which actually, and that's one of the things of jumping to Alyssa again. On the first gig we did, because I knew Dan first, and this private party we talked about, we played, and I play a lot of gigs with singers and a lot of singers that I love, and but sometimes you play with a singer you just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You show up, it's like, okay, nice to meet you, and it could be anything. And the first solo that Alyssa took, it was actually the best solo of the group. It's like I took a solo, Dan
Dang,
took, and
the
then she
singer
took
tops everybody.
and I'm like, because she had all the language, and it was
Yeah,
like, what was
yeah.
that? So that was really nice. That was a nice introduction to Alyssa's music.
Wow. Well, and I agree. You completely have the language. I mean, you really, it's really quite impressive. And what do you have coming up, Alyssa? Do you have any other gigs that you've got coming up that you'd like to mention? By the way, there's CDs here.
There are CDs, yes.
Yes, I wanted to make sure to mention that.
And they're both on it, so plus a drummer and a saxophone player.
Oh, great.
Matt Plascota and Alex Beltran we work a lot with. I'm trying to think. I have a couple other concerts. One is at the Midwest Young Artists, which is actually a school I just started working at.
You did?
Mm-hmm. And I'll be joining their faculty for a concert on Sunday, November 14th, and
Nice.
that's at Fort Sheridan, which is in Highwood, so it's not
Yeah.
too far from here. A couple other things, but they're not very close to here. So,
Uh-huh.
and you can find
Fantastic.
that on my website, which is just alyssaallgood.com.
Well, anybody have any questions out there? Yes, sir.
How does that organ differ from a synthesizer?
How does the organ differ from a synthesizer?
Good question.
Why isn't that a synthesizer?
Hard to say. There's an analog synthesizer which actually creates a sound, but this is kind of more like a sampled sound, if you know what that means. I don't know the exact electrical components exactly, but it's close to a synthesizer. It's kind of a generated sound instead of on the real organ. The way it generates sound is actually these called tone wheels, and there's tons of wheels inside that actually spin around, so you actually hear gears warming up. So obviously you don't have this in here, but it's still kind of an electronically generated sound. So
I actually I own a B3 or a cut down B3 organ, which is the original kind of this organ. This is a digital emulation of that. I'm assuming these are they samples or is it just modeled somehow? Do you know?
I wish I knew. Probably a combination of samples and modeling.
But the way that typically works, which is a little different than synthesizer just takes raw waveforms and you can, which are just electronic pulses, and you can adapt them. A sampled sound is actually little recordings of the actual instrument that are put together, and then when you press a key, you're actually playing a recording of that sound. But this is so complex, and there's so much going on. I mean, I wouldn't know how to answer that question, but this is a digital emulation of some sort of the actual thing, and the actual thing is got a lot of mechanics in it. It does have all these wheels. I look in the back, the one that I own, I look in the back, and it just looks like, Buck Rogers. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and you have to buy this stuff that is suspect called organ oil, and you've got to put it inside. I kid you not. It's like every now and then you've got to.
It's like $12 for this.
Finish the sentence. Thank you so much, and please do stick around. We're gonna have a little short break, and they're gonna come back and play another full set of music. But boy, I was not kidding. I've been looking forward to this for a long time for a number of reasons, and mostly just because I've been really eager to hear a full evening of your music. It's just so wonderful, and it really does give great hope, doesn't it, of music to come when you hear a younger generation like this. For all three of you, really just digging in and doing it right. Thanks so much for coming. Please do stick around, and thanks to the three of you. By the way, as I'm putting this away, let me just mention that next week we've got Julie Wood coming. Julie is a saxophone player and a singer, and she has just released a recording of Finnish folk songs, jazz arrangements of Finnish folk songs, believe it or not. Really, really interesting stuff. And she will be here with a quartet. The reason it's a quartet rather than something smaller is that was the exact ensemble that she recorded with. So it'll be with, she's playing saxophone and she will be singing, and she's got a guitarist, bass player, and drummer with her. So it should be really good. Well, folks, I know a number of people had to leave, but thanks for those of you who are sticking around. And without further ado, just again to get things rolling again, once more for Alyssa, Dan, and Tim.
All right, so those of you who are still with us, you have to cheer really loud, and anybody tuning in, you have to cheer really, really loud from wherever you are. All right. That was much better than I expected. You guys are all hired. Thank you. All right, we're going to kick off this set with an arrangement of mine of a great old standard entitled Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stealing into a newborn day, flaming with all the glow of sunrise, a burning kiss is sealing the vow that all betray. For the passions that thrill love and lift you high to heaven are the passions that kill love and let you fall to hell. So ends each story softly, as in an evening sunset. The light that gave you glory will take it all away. about it for Dan Chase? About it for Tim Fitzgerald. Softly as in the morning sunrise, a light of love comes stealing into a newborn day. Flaming with all the glow of sunrise, a burning kiss is sealing the vow that all betray. For the passions that thrill love and lift you high to heaven are the passions that kill love and let you fall to hell. So ends each story softly as in an evening sunset. The light that gave you glory will take it all away. We'll take it all away. We'll take it all away. De-dun-de-dun, bu-de-de-dun, dun-de-up-up-ee, be-de-dun, dun-de-dun, bu-de-de-dun, dun-de-up-up-ee. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. And we're going to continue with another great standard. This is There Is No Greater Love. One, two, a 1, 2. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love, no heart so true. There is no greater thrill than what you bring to me. No sweeter song than what you sing to me. You're the sweetest thing I have ever known. And to think that you are mine alone. There is no greater love in all the world. It's true. No greater love than what I feel for you. Tim Fitzgerald. Yeah, how about it for Dan Chase? There is no greater love than what I feel for you. No greater love, no heart so true. There is no greater thrill than what you bring to me. No sweeter song than what you sing to me. You're the sweetest thing I have ever known, and to think that you are mine alone. There is no greater love in all the world, it's true. No greater love than what I feel for you. There is no greater love. There is no greater love. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. There is no greater love than what I feel for you and what you feel for me. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. There is no greater love than what I feel for you and what you feel for me too. There is no greater love. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. There is no greater love than what I feel for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. There is no greater love. Yeah, guys. Hey, yeah. Thank you so much. All right, what do we got next? Let's do it. Too Late Now. This is a beautiful song that I've heard recorded by many wonderful singers, including the fabulous vocalist and piano player, Miss Shirley Horn. This is Too Late Now. All the things we've done together, apart. Oh, the tender fun together stays on in my heart. Too late now to forget your smile, the way we cling when we've danced a while. Too late now to forget and go on to someone new. Too late now to forget your voice, the way one word makes my heart rejoice. Too late now to imagine myself away from you. All the things we've done together, I relive when we're apart. All the tender fun together stays on in my heart. How could I ever close the door and be the same as I was before? Darling, no, I can't anymore. It's too late now. How could I ever close the door and be the same as I was before? Darling, no, I can't anymore. It's too late now. Too late now. Thank you very much. That was Too Late Now. And we're going to continue with the other Halloween portion of the set. This is Beautiful Love, which I did my research, and I believe it was a theme song for a song or a movie or show called The Mummy that was released in like the 1930s. So you can sort of think about this about being about mummies. So just kidding. This is Beautiful Love. two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful love, you're all a mystery. Beautiful love, what have you done to me? I was contented till you came along, and now you're thrilling my soul with your song. Beautiful love, I've roamed your paradise. Beautiful love, my dreams to realize. Searching for heaven, I'm depending on you. Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, you're all the mystery. Beautiful love, what have you done to me? I was contented till you came along, and now you're thrilling my soul with your song. Beautiful love, beautiful love, I've roamed your paradise. Beautiful love, my dreams to realize. Searching for heaven, I'm depending on you. Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Will my dreams come true? my soul with your song. Beautiful love, I roam your paradise. Beautiful love, my dreams to realize. Searching for heaven, I'm depending on you. Beautiful love, when my dreams come true. Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Only you can tell me, will my dreams come true? Only you can tell me, beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Will they come true? Will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Beautiful love, will my dreams come true? Thank you so much. I usually only tag that one a couple times at the end, but they were swinging so hard, I'm like, yeah, let's do it a couple more times. That was fun. How about two more tunes for you? What do you think? What do you say? The first of the two is a beautiful song that Dan arranged. He did a really nice reharm on this. This is The Days of Wine and Roses. Introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. towards a closing door, a door marked nevermore that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of a golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, and you. Days of wine and roses. Thank you so much. How about that beautiful reharm? Yeah. Days of Wine and Roses. I'm gonna get a quick drink of water. Okay, so we're going to close out with a great blues head written by the legendary Charlie Parker. This is Billy's Bounce. Yep. I'll try it a cappella. I'll do the first one. I'll do it a cappella. Thank you. Tim Fitzgerald. Yeah. For Dan Chase. For Tim Fitzgerald again. I've overlooked so many things through the years, through my tears, through the years. Then I went and opened my eyes. You were my ideal heaven with open arms. Now that I found myself this once, I think that it is best we build a little nest. Hear the rest, yes, the best. Thank you so much. It was Billy's Bounce by Charlie Parker. Thank you, thank you.
That's Dan Chase, Tim Fitzgerald, and the great Alyssa Allgood.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Steve. Thank you so much for having us
Thanks,
tonight.
you guys. Thanks so much for
It's been
coming.
a pleasure.
Thanks for sticking around to the last
Yes.
drop. You all get
Thank
gold
you.
stars tonight. And thanks to these wonderful artists for coming and gracing us with their presence. Please take the table cards with you and come again, and have a safe rest of your evening. Thanks a lot.